After 4 years in detention, Chief Mashoud Abiola finally came home on Saturday. But instead of the hero's welcome his supporters had hoped to give him when this day arrived, Chief Abiola was making this final journey in a coffin. It was an emotional moment for his family and the small crowd of followers who were waiting to receive the body in the early morning. For some, it was just too much. Chief Abiola's funeral had been postponed since his death on Tuesday from an apparent heart attack, so that an official post-mortem could be performed. The Nigerian authorities have been anxious to disprove allegations by his supporters that foul play was involved, and a team of international pathologists had been flown into Nigeria to assist local medical teams. As Islamic prayers were recited inside the compound, outside, heavily armed police were on hand in anticipation of violence. By midday, thousands of mourners were streaming into the residence to offer their condolences to the Abiola family. For them, he was much more than just a political leader.
Well, it symbolized hope to us, it symbolized a great future.
I feel a big void and a loss, irreplaceable. We just lost a gem. He'll never come back again.
Some were able to pay their final respects to Chief Abiola and view his body as it lay wrapped in a white cloth awaiting burial. Tensions rose when a group of students demanded they should also be allowed to see Chief Abiola's body. Appeals by family members for calm avoided violence, but the atmosphere remained volatile.
The Abiola family wanted a quiet and dignified funeral, but when the body appeared, the crowd went wild with emotion.
There was pandemonium as people scrambled to get a last glimpse of their hero. But in the Muslim tradition, there was no ceremony, and in a matter of minutes, the body was in the ground. The students clambered over the grave, chanting militant songs and shoveling the earth while a police helicopter hovered overhead. Although the final autopsy results will only be known in the coming weeks, a short time after the funeral, the international medical team involved announced their preliminary findings.
At this time, our preliminary opinion is that the death was due to natural causes.
But this is unlikely to satisfy Abiola's followers, who blame the military for his death. After the burial, angry youths taunted police outside the gates of the Abiola residence. There are fears of outbreaks of violence as emotions run high. Chief Abiola's family and supporters are now coming to terms with the realization that he is gone. But his death also raises serious questions about Nigeria's road to democracy and who can now fill the void which his death has created. Bob Cohen, CNN, Lagos, Nigeria.